Hey everyone, it's Amy Gretchen. Thank you so much for joining me today. In this video, I'm going to be creating a scrapbook page that is a TN size or traveler's notebook size. I'm going to be using Studio Calico's February 2023 traveler's notebook kit. So they have a really fun traveler's notebook kit that coordinates with their documenter kit. It's not the exact same, but it does coordinate, so you could use some of the same supplies if you want. I'm also going to be using the stamp set. So they do have a stamp set as well every month, and I'm going to be using that as well. I think I'm going to be using one of those stamps and then maybe one of the stamps from the documenter kit, if I remember correctly. So just kind of playing around with a bunch of stuff. So I thought it would be really fun to just kind of highlight my daughter and her husband on this, and I decided to cut down the notebook that came. So the traveler's notebook kit always comes with a notebook, and these pages are very similar to the cards that are used in the documenter kit. So if you're interested in that, some of them are like identical to that. But I thought it would just be fun to kind of highlight them and just have a page about them. I also wanted you to be aware, because I'm sure some of you will ask, well, what are you going to do with this page because it's a weird size? Like, am I going to put it in my project life? I'm actually do have a life crafted album, and I'm just going to put it in there. So it's fun to have the ability to create different sizes of scrapbooks. Like if you have like a 6x8 scrapbook going, which I do, where if I do a 6x8 page, I can throw it into that album. I could put this in there as well, but since I have one of the life crafted albums, I will put it in that. So anyway, just for those of you who are wondering what I'm actually going to do with this, since I cut it out of the notebook, I'm going to put it in that album. So these are both of the stamp sets that I was talking about. So the larger stamp set is their monthly stamp set. I think they always do such an amazing job with their stamp set. I think that there's so many different uses for it. So I definitely would encourage you to look at their stamp sets if you're interested in getting into some stamping. I think they do such great designs. And then the smaller stamp set, like I said, came from the documenter kit, I believe. Sometimes I'm getting a little confused about which came with what, but I'm pretty sure that came in the documenter kit. So I was just trying to figure out how I wanted to lay things out. What I decided is to have a large photo of them on the left, and then on the right side, I'm going to do kind of like a collage of some of the puffy stickers, some of the chipboard, and then some of the stamps, and then some of the letter stickers. One of the things that I wanted you guys to be aware of is I am so sorry for how often my head gets in the way. It's like when I'm stamping or I'm putting something down, I feel like I need to be over the page, like looking over the page to make sure it's in the right spot. So I do apologize for that, but I decided to leave it in because it would have just looked really strange if I tried cropping it all out. Luckily, I must have just recently got my hair done because you cannot see any of my gray, which is really awesome. I'm pretty excited about that. So you can see that I'm cutting out the stickers, or these are the puffy stickers. Sorry, I could not think of what that was. I'm cutting them out so that they're on the plastic so I can see them onto the page. Sometimes it's easier to see what something looks at before you 100% commit. So that's why I was cutting those out. And for the letter stickers, I actually did not have a W because I had already used the W in snow in one of my previous layouts. And so I decided to use an M, which worked really great for a W. His name is Weston. And then I did not have a plus sign, so I just used the I and I cut it in half and created my own plus sign. So be creative with your letter stickers, because once you start looking at each of the letters as shapes, you'll find that you can create a variety of letters if you need to, or other shapes. So like I said, I'm just trying to build off each other as I'm, looking through. I'm thinking about color, I'm thinking about shapes, and just trying to make something that is pleasing. And then I'm also going to fill in some of the holes with some of the smaller pieces. You can see I had I think it's one of the puffy stickers, the heart puffy stickers I added just there in the center by that plus sign, just because there's some space. So you'll see that I go through that a little bit as well, as I'm just trying to fill things in. And of course, it just takes me a little bit of time to look at something, to work with it, and then to finally commit. I love it when I watch people do this and they literally just throw it down, and maybe they already had it pre-planned. I mean, I guess that's always a possibility. I did not have this pre-planned. It was just something that I thought would be fun to do. And so, yeah, it always takes me a minute to fully 100% to commit to something. So if you're like me and you need to do that, definitely keep the plastic on the back of those puffy stickers or whatever stickers that you're working with, just so you can see what it looks like before you like actually adhere it down. I was actually having some trouble getting that chipboard to stick down. It kept like popping up, and I can't remember in the end if I end up putting more adhesive behind it or some glue. I probably did, maybe not on screen, but definitely off screen, because it definitely kept popping up. So you can see that I've committed to a few more things. I think that yellow circle is a smiley face, if I remember correctly. And then there's just some little, I don't know, kind of look like a sun, like a pink sun or something like that. I'm sure it's not supposed to be a sun, but that's what it reminded me of. And then just some little hearts. So like I said, just trying to fill in some of those kind of gaps in the middle so it looks more like a collage. I really love that stamp. I love that bold black. It makes me really happy. And I also really love the circular one as well that I did around the flowers. I kind of failed to mention that as well. I must have been talking about something else. So yeah, just kind of going through, looking through stuff. And I think I'm probably about there. You know, I always have this thing where I don't want to like put too much stuff, but I want it to look just right, right? I don't know if you guys are like that, but it's like you can mess with something so much that you can no longer look at it and say like, does this actually look good? I don't even know if this looks good anymore. Anyway, you guys, that is going to be it for this spread. I actually think I might do some journaling on the back of the photo just to have a little bit something there. I should have put the date on there because this photo was taken in November, but I failed to do that as well, but I will definitely do that later on. So thank you guys again so much for being here. If you have any questions, please ask them in the comments section below, and you guys, we will see you next time. Bye.